committed to seeing the inquiry through.
There isn't anybody in the office who doesn't want to comply here with the intent of what the Commission was asked to do, which was to deal with issues of where there were a write-off of over 10 million. The judge has requested a meeting, that there should be a meeting with the Commission, and that will take place with appropriate officials to hear what the Justice has to say.
But the opposition had fundamental questions about the Commission.
Judge Cregan's report is absolutely damning, and one cannot but conclude that the foundations of this Commission are built on legal quicksand. There are so many holes in the legal basis for this investigation that you really would have to question how it was ever put to Cabinet in the first place and how it got through Cabinet based on the legal advice that they were given.
The government are serious about actually this Commission of Investigation, and I have a doubt about whether they are. If they're serious about it, they will enact that legislation before Christmas, and they will amend the terms of reference before Christmas so that the judge can get on with it. I would then favour that it's done in a modular fashion, with each transaction being a report in its own right, and that they're delivered as they're concluded.
The government, as I've said, needs to urgently, before Christmas, bring in legislation to correct the abysmal mess that is made of all of this.
The Taoiseach has written to the opposition seeking their views on how to proceed.
Well, let's talk to David now, who joins us from Leinster House. David, so it's back to the drawing board in relation to this inquiry, and I suppose unlikely to see anything from it this side of the general election.
Pretty much, Brian. Officials from the Department of the Taoiseach and the Attorney General's office met the judge and his officials this afternoon. Afterwards, the source said there was no crystal clear solution emerging. I think that's probably something of an understatement. The Taoiseach has written to the opposition parties looking for their views within 2 weeks, but the problems are complex and the demand or the request for an extra judge likely to be controversial, so it'd be very, very tight to get any emergency legislation through by the end of the year. Now, the fact that the inquiry is stymied in this way reflects badly on the government, but I don't think it reflects well on the system of parliamentary scrutiny either. The judge noted that in his terms of reference there was no definition of what constituted a capital loss, so that's a key deficiency in the inquiry. The Attorney General and the government have to take the blame for this, but none of this was spotted when the opposition was scrutinising this bill in the Dáil. At the time, the opposition wanted a more wide-ranging inquiry with a deadline not of the end of this year but of October, so neither deadline of course now feasible for an inquiry that could well take years rather than months.
David Dunbar, thank you.
Nearly 500 new jobs have been announced for Cork.